Hello Divi Nation! If you use Caldera Forms, you're going to love this video because we're going to be sharing with you 3 different types of ghost forms. To achieve this, we'll be using some CSS code and some background images. Thanks to Leslie Burnell for sharing her tips with us. So without wasting a lot of time, let me show you how we managed to come up with these 3 designs. So let me show you the 3 versions of the ghost forms that we'll be designing in today's video. So the first one here has a really dark background in order for the form to really stand out. And let's go on to the next one, which is this one with a really bright background and also with this form with a bit of transparency. And then finally, we have this one which pretty much doesn't have anything behind it. And this is quite popular nowadays. Okay, so these are the designs that I'll be showing you in this tutorial. So let me show you how we managed to design this. All the CSS you're going to need to style the form will be on our blog post, and I've linked it in the show notes below. Okay, so I'm right here in my admin dashboard. So the first thing we need to do is to install the plugin. So I'm going to come here to plugins, click on add new, and then I'm going to search for Caldera Forms. Okay, so it's this right here, Caldera Forms drag and drop responsive WordPress form builder. So click on install. Okay, after installing, click on activate. Okay, so now our form is activated. Now let's start building our form. So I'm going to come here to Caldera Forms and just click on forms. I'm going to click on new form. And then I'm just going to go for this starter contact form. I'm going to click once on it. I'm going to give it a name. And then I'm going to click on create form. Okay, so that's our form. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to save this first so we can preview and see what the form looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save form. Now, in order for us to preview this and see the changes that we're making, I'm going to go ahead and create a new page and apply the shortcode so we can see the form. So I'm going to open a new tab and click on add new to open a new page. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to call this page Caldera 1. And then I'm going to click on use Divi Builder, insert columns. So I'm going to go for a single column and a text module. Right, so you can see here we have this Caldera form option right here. So I'm going to click on Caldera form. I'm going to select it and then I'm going to click on insert form. Okay, so my form is now inserted into this area. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save and exit. So let me preview this page and see what the form looks like. Right, so we can see this is how the form looks like. Okay, so let's start making changes to this form and make it look like the Divi form. So the first thing we're going to do here is to get rid of this area here in this description. And also this area here which says, how can we help? Let's get rid of that. Click OK. And also the last name. In this case, we're not going to need the last name. So I'm going to click on this pencil icon to make changes to it. And I'm going to delete the field. Okay, so now that it's gone, what I need to do here is to just drag and make sure that these two are roughly the same size. So they're sharing 50-50 in this row. Okay, so that's looking good so far. Let's go ahead, save form, and let's do a quick preview. Okay, so I'm going to go to my page, which has my form, and I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so we're getting there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to have the text here into the form field. So what I'm going to do here is to click the pencil icon, and then I am going to hide the label, and then I'm going to type first name into the placeholder. Like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and save. So now you can see that now it's inside the text area. Okay, so here I'm going to do the same thing, hide the label, and then just type in email address, save the form, and then finally I'm going to do the message. Okay, so now that we've made the changes, let's do a quick preview. So I'm going to come into here, refresh the page, and we can see here that all my labels are now inside this area, which is looking good. So finally, to make this form look like the Divi contact form, we need to add some CSS code. And to do that, it's very straightforward. We're going to go into the Visual Builder, and then we're going to come right here to the bottom here on the expand settings, click once, and then we're going to go into the settings of this page. click the CSS tab, and then we're going to paste this CSS code. So straight away, just after pasting, you can see that this form looks identical to the Divi form. So I'm going to go ahead and save changes. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the ghosting effect. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into the settings of this section. So I'm going to click this gear icon. I'm going to click upload, and I'm going to click on upload files, select files. So our image is right here in the downloads folder. So I'm going to click on the first one, which is the forest fog, click open, and then I'm going to click on upload image. But before I click on upload image, the size of the image is 1920 by 1280. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to click upload image. So now you can see that our image is now applied to the background of that section. I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now, to achieve the ghosting effects, we need to add some CSS code. So again, to add the CSS code, I'm just going to come here to the page settings, click the CSS tab, and right below the code that we entered first, I'm just going to add a few spaces and then just paste that. And straight away, we can see now that we have this ghost effect. So I'm going to go ahead and save the changes, and I'm just going to add a bit of padding like that. So that's our final design. I'm going to go ahead and save. So this is our version 1 of the ghosting effect. So let's create version 2. I'm back here in my admin dashboard. I'm going to create a new page in a new tab, and let's call this Caldera 2. I'm going to click on use Divi Builder, and just like before, I'm going to add a single column and the text module. Click on Caldera Forms, and then I'm going to select the form, click insert, and then I'm going to go ahead and save and exit. Click on publish. Okay, so now that we have the form in the text module, I'm going to go ahead and click on use Divi Builder. Okay, so you can see the CSS code has not been applied here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the expand settings, click the page settings, click on the CSS, and now we're going to paste the CSS code. Okay, so that's the code that makes the form look like the Divi form. And then the next code I'm going to paste here is going to give us the second variant of the ghosting effect. Okay, so that's the code. I'm going to go ahead now and save. Right, okay, so now that everything is saved, the next thing we need to do is to add an image into this section. So I'm going to click the settings, click on upload, background image, upload file, select file, and my second image is this one here. Click open, and then I'm going to go ahead and upload an image. Okay, so you can see it has some transparency behind it, and this looks really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and then I'm going to add some padding to this. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and save. So finally, let's do our third style. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a new page. We're going to call this Caldera 3. Click on use the Divi Builder, single column, and text module. As before, we're just going to insert the form, select the form, and then I'm going to save and exit. Click publish, and then we're going to go into our Visual Builder. I'm going to come here to expand settings, click on the gear icon to access the page settings, and then I'm going to go into the CSS. Now this one is straightforward. All we need to do is to paste this code, and we get the effect that we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save changes, and then I'm just going to add a bit of padding, click save, and exit the Visual Builder. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and also do follow us on our social media platforms. Until next time, thanks for watching, and see you soon.